Hey, I'm Max, and today we look at a project I did for the Global Composers Network, another challenge to rescore a scene. We had a scene from the Polar Express. The original one had no music at all, so it was really perfect for scoring it. And without further ado, let's check it out, watch it, and then I'll go through it and highlight some stuff. Okay, let's go. Sorry for the dropouts. It's a lot of stuff to handle now. Yeah. Let's go to the beginning. This scene is about as you can see, the ticket that flies away and makes a big voyage and then comes back. Really, really nice scene because it's a one-shot. And so many different elements for the score. The goal was also to use at least one theme from the movie. So I went with the original theme, which is there when the ticket flies in the air. And I also used a theme, I think it's from the first song in the movie. It's this one. Let's take the strings and take the drums. We have this ostinato in the strings here. Which I double checked with another library. And we have the rhythm. So this is the rhythm that emulates the train engine. So we have this driving rhythm there, and also with some snare hits. I really like from the song this driving rhythm, so I thought it fits the scene here, where it's a bit action-like, a bit dramatic. He's chasing. It's actually a chasing scene here. The whole sequence, it's like a chase, so that's how I build it up. Then yes, another element in the beginning, the brass. Those emulate the train whistle, so you can imagine. Especially here, choo-choo, but in a dramatic way. Yeah, rest is a lot of doubling. Some voices like piano is doubling the main ostinato, bassoons are doubling the brass, and some, yeah, of course, cymbals do some hits. Nothing special. And I did a tremolo to build tension there. Yeah, just getting to the point where we think now he gets the ticket and then it flies away. Oh, there we are. And things like this, those runs, I got a lot of them in the project. So this is the Mickey Mousing technique, which means, because it comes from the old cartoon times where you showed what was happening, and you they didn't have sound effects like today. So they did all the sounds with music and instruments. So when stuff is falling down, an instrument is going down, and also the sound matches what is happening. So that's the Mickey Mousing, and I used it a lot in for the sequence. More about that later. So next scene, next part. Just like a magical melody, which I wrote myself, so that's not from the movie. Also a lot of doubling. We have the main melody, which takes a break here to give space for this wolf howl. So also when you're scoring a scene, really pay attention what the sound is doing when you have the sound from the movie, because in the end you don't want to clash the music and the sound so that the sound mixer in the end has trouble to get it all together. So really pay attention what is happening from frequency wise and also from the timing. So I thought this is a perfect moment to hear the wolves, because that's how they are introduced before we actually see them. Yeah, we're having piccolo, having glockenspiel, and having voice choir going down here. And it's all doubling the main melody with violins. And I'm doing with cellos and basses, I'm doing the kind of a counterpoint, counter melody, bass melody. Yeah. And some percussion hits there. All little details. Next up. Yeah, it's getting more tension, more action again. The train passes by. By the way, it's funny in the movie that the train has from 20 to 3 carriers, so it changes depending on the scene. So the length of the train is constantly changing in the movie. But it's a magic train, so it's all magic. Magic ticket, magic train. That explains everything, so we are all right. I'm using kind of the same train rhythm here, but it's more in the background. And then with the woodwinds, no brass here. And yeah, here you have it. Like, every time the ticket flies from the ground, you have the piccolo playing something. And there we are. Okay, yeah, there we are with the like a big run down and up again. So you see it's because it's flying up as well. So doubling this with strings. And yeah, what else do we have in this part? Nothing. Nothing special. Nothing more. Yeah, and then we come to the main theme, which is really my favorite theme from the movie, from the suite Alan Silvestri wrote. And this is not exactly the theme, I think. Maybe I missed some timing, some notes, but I think you can recognize it. Like a big majestic moment there when it goes up. Yeah, the melody is doubled there as well, so that's how it looks like. So hey, look, you can see that the brass is playing the melody, piano's playing some chords. Also the choir and glockenspiel and woodwinds, and bassoon is doubling the cello here, which is always a good idea. So it really sounds great. The bassoon is always great to double it with some horns or with cello. Sounds always really nice and warm. So yeah, this is a bit different what I did here from the version I released. So the video you can watch on my channel, it's a bit different because I changed the project here in the stream, in a live stream. So I did some changes afterwards because I had it all playing together, all instruments playing together, and here I just left out some parts. So because the main melody in the original has at first the like full orchestra, then brass at that point, and then from there on a lot of strings. So it's much more interesting than doing it full orchestra all the time, and especially because when you just have the strings here, you have a bigger contrast to repeating the melody. So if you go full orchestra and then you repeat it, and you want to have some build up, you want to get more on the second repetition, you want to be have it bigger, then you have to get lower first to get bigger again. Because if to get bigger here, you need to add much more instruments, and that's not quite possible because you go going already full orchestra. So there is not much to add. So it's the best idea to always just go down and delete some voices and delete some instruments and go down, go slimmer, and then you can get big again. The woodwinds are doing a lot of those details and runs, and I really enjoy those. Especially like John Powell is doing it in his music a lot. All those woodwind runs up and down. Okay. Then I also tried to match the timing. Gladly, it really worked with 150 BPM. It really worked well without any tempo changes. I think you can see I laid on a tempo track, but actually I didn't use it because it all fell into place at the end. Yeah, at that point I'm really going big, so I'm adding some you can't really hear that, but it's some more movement in the background. And yeah, getting full choir in. Piano is playing something. I don't think you hear that, but it's going on there. Yeah, so going all in there, because it's really a great scene where the eagle is going down this waterfall. So really kind of epic scene. This one was hard because this is yeah, where the bird spits out the ticket. It's kind of a comedy element. So you need to stop the music there, which is not so easy with this full orchestra, and to get the timing right, because comedy is all about timing. So it's like, if you pay attention, every time something funny is happening, it works the best when music is playing and then it suddenly stops. So you get this awkward moment of kind of silence. So that's always the fun. I don't know. I don't have words. Running out of words. Yeah, again, piccolo. Piccolo's really great because it just gets through all other instruments because it's so high. So you can do all those details very well. They always, always are hearable. Listen, whatever. Oh gosh, my English. Yeah, this is the ultimate Mickey Mousing here. Going down like crazy. So I knew I want to do it there, and then I came up with the idea to using a marimba, because the other day I saw some guy playing really fast on the marimba. So I figured, oh, cool, that's actually doable. So let's play. Let's write a marimba line. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you can play this. And yeah, I also paid attention to stop there when it hits the snow, and then to kind of start again, because it hits the snow, gets to some kind of stop, and then it becomes this ball of snow. And also it's jumping around. So try to match it when it's going up, to match it when the snowball is going up as well. Yeah, doubled it with piano, doubled it with strings. And yeah, also when I did more instruments here, like the shaker, and what does the oboe do? It's doing a trill. Okay. Yeah, on some tremolo as well. So getting this tension, like it's going down the hill, and what will happen? And then bam, it's just explodes. And you need cymbals there. So I think, yeah, I matched it at the exact point there. Yeah, then also music is going down. It's going down, and it's this kind of darker sound there, because we don't know what's happening. It's kind of this, it feels a bit lost there. We don't know where it's going, and it's getting into the darkness here. And then magically, because it's really magic, because when you watch it frame by frame, you can see here the light is just it should be visible before that, because it's obviously in the frame and we should see the light in the tunnel. But yeah, it suddenly appears. Must be magic. Movie magic. Yeah, so train appears. Didn't do anything in the moment it appears, so because the sound effect, I think it's brutal enough. Surprising at the bam, and it's coming there, and then in the moment the ticket hits the I don't know how this thing is called, but this kind of the grill thing in front of it. At the point it's hitting it, you get the impact there. And again, we're like a circular structure. We're going back to the beginning, having the same theme because we are back at the train again. So we can hear the train in the music as well. And I'm doing a different ostinato there because first time it was dun 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 dun. And oh yeah, there we are. That was before that. So now I'm going up and not down. Yeah, I really like this dark and close sounding basses. So really down to the kind of lowest notes that are possible, and you can really hear the noise of the strings. Yeah, bassoons are doubling it. I really love that sound. And the percussion. Bit of introducing the percussion here. So that we kind of a bit of a subtle move that we don't really recognize it, but then yeah, it starts in the background a bit. So preparation for this. Yeah. And yeah, in the beginning I did the same, so like adding more voices, getting higher to the violas and violins, playing as well, so we have a build-up. And using some other woodwinds as well there, because it's really going to the end and we want it to be big. And as well, brass. And then we resolve at the end. With hitting it at the moment it hits the exhaust thing here, the music hits as well, and then we end. Yeah, that's it. That's all of the track. I'm using almost only symphonic orchestra instruments. So I mean, just yeah, instruments you would find in a normal orchestra, because that's also how the score is sounding. So no synthesizers, no other sound design stuff. Only thing that's a bit off is maybe, come on, this one. Oh, it's loading. There. Ensemble Woods from Heaviosity, because I really like this big sound here. To get the rhythm, so. And the rest we have, of course, timpani. And I also paid attention to not use too many different notes on the timpani, just use the notes from the scale here. Because you need every note is another drum, and so you can't have like 10 timpani drums in a song. So yeah, it was like a try to be realistic at some points and also just screw it at some other points, because in the end it is written just in here, and it's not made to be played by real instruments, and I don't expect it to be played anytime and anywhere in the future. So that's not the goal there. All right. Let's have a quick look at the end for what I did with the mixing and mastering. Because this project has also some automations, as you can see, where I adjust the volume, and it also has some effects going on. For instance, let's see. Yeah, what I like to do is using this imager to... Oh, come on. You can hear it, I hope, that I'm shifting it to the left so that it's more in place where it would be in an orchestra. Also, to separate the voices, it's a great way to put them into place in the space for the mixing. So that's what I did for some of the instruments there. Some of the libraries are already put in the right place, and some are more center based. So you have to pan them yourself. Choirs. Yeah, it's nothing special. It doesn't matter which libraries you use. Sometimes you have to layer them. Like here, I used the octahorns because I really like them, and use the horns essential there to double it up, because they have this really brassy sound, and they are also playing higher and they playing low, but they have a more softer sound, the octahorns, and those have a more deeper, brassy, warm, whatever you call it. So they work great together. Yeah. I also put a send effect for reverb. This is my go-to reverb here. Just to glue it all together, have it in the same place. And oh yeah, I also... Here, listen closely. Listen. Yeah, this is just some atmosphere, some room tone, room noise. So you don't hear it that much. I think only in some points where it's quite silent you hear it in the background, but it's more to get the impression of a real orchestra. It's a bit cheating, actually. And yeah, so for the end, if you're interested, my mixing or my mastering chain here was I used this channel emulation, so to have the sound of a console. So then next up, I really love the Shep's 73. Great EQ. So just because I all exported it, and then that's the final mix, and to get it loud and to get it ready for the video and for release. I always master it, the mixed file. Yeah. Don't know what's going on. Clipping here. Yeah, it's doing some subtle effects, so just getting rid of some or actually I'm boosting the mids here and I'm boosting the lows here. Usually most times I'm boosting the highs. and just get rid of a bit of the unwanted sounds and notch some resonances. Then do a bit of compression there and giving it a little bit of a tube sound. I'm really down to this analog stuff, so I don't want a real outboard because it's quite expensive, but I really like those analog plugins, and also some tape effect there. It's just a little bit, and yeah, sometimes you can hear it, sometimes you just think you can hear it because you want it to be better, and then, or you just put in a nice plugin and you say, wow, this is such an awesome plugin, or it was so expensive, and then you put it into your channel and then you think, oh, it's sounding so great, and then you realize it's bypassed all the time. So don't trick yourself with plugins. But yeah, I'm convinced that this is making a difference, and yeah, actually the Scheps is always really making a difference because it's an equalizer, so you can crank it up. But in this case, didn't need to boost the highs because we have a lot of highs. We have high strings, piccolo is piercing, and so this worked great. This is the mastering. As you can see, when I speak, it's doing something because this is my on the master bus, which I don't do that much because like now only do that at the end because this always uses CPU power and you need it for your composition if it's a big project. So that's also the reason why it's having a hard time to play back. Because I'm having all the effects going there as well. So also having a maximizer here, which just makes sure that it's loud enough. So I'm having a loud master, not too loud. Don't take part in the loudness war, but yeah, like -12 LUFS is like the thing I'm going for most times. So other stuff is much more louder. So -9, or I think there was even some public albums from some bands that had -3, which is completely smashed because this is like all on the same level. But yeah. That's about mastering. It's a whole another craft. Anyway, I think that's it. So thanks for watching. See you next time and stay tuned and bye bye.